Hey Raiders, Mr. Engel here. So excited to have some different student leaders from different organizations across our campus joining us today. We're just going to have a little conversation. I want to go around and introduce everyone. So Raymond, will you lead us in our introductions and tell us what groups you're in as well?
Yes, my name is Raymond Garvey. I'm a senior. I participate in football, track, and I'm also in the Spanish Honor Society.
My name's Leslie. I'm in marching band, robotics, and student council.
My name's Asia. I am part of the JROTC program and the volleyball team.
Oh, I think everyone else has mics, so good. Thank you.
My name is Shantae Stiles. I'm student body president in student council. I'm part of cheer, robotics, and JROTC and band.
Hi, my name is Shashala, and I'm a member of the basketball team, show choir, and I'm also a football trainer.
Hi, my name is Marquez. I'm a part of choir, show choir, cheer, and ROTC.
So guys, I just want to start by saying I'm so thankful to have leaders like you in the school, and want to wish everyone a safe and happy holiday season. I know that next week we do have off, and so just want to take a moment and say thank you to you all for joining me today in this conversation, and thank you to you students. Just really glad to be a part of Southwest High School and all the wonderful things that we have going on each and every day, but mainly watching you guys lead our school in a positive way. I want to get your thoughts on some things that's happening throughout our school. What our school motto, the place to be, everybody's pretty familiar with that. One of the things I want to encourage is also the place to see. I just feel like we've spent a lot of money. We have these nice new facilities. Every area of our school has been touched. And so what are some things you're going to encourage your groups and organizations to do so that the students take care of the school itself? You can popcorn this out, whoever wants to start.
As you guys know, we do have a lot of home games for basketball, so whenever we have visitors coming into the gym to watch us play, I feel like they should walk in and say, wow, like it's clean, and stuff like that. But if there's trash on the bleachers, it just doesn't look nice, and it's a bad impression on us because we have all this nice stuff, but there's trash everywhere.
So I've heard some kids in the hallway say, well, that's the custodian's responsibility, or that's not my trash. Like, talk to me about that. Like, is it the custodian's responsibility?
Well, personally, I think it's not, because if they have to constantly pick up trash over how many students are in there, like over 1,000?
1,400 almost.
1,400. If they have to constantly pick up trash over from 1,400, and there's not many that can do
There's
that.
4 custodians, so 4 for 1,400 doesn't really seem fair.
Yeah, that is a big gap in the ratio. And then if you see constant pieces of trash that become small piles to large piles, it makes it hard to study in a place like that.
Yeah, and like our collaborative space, our cafeteria, I'm not asking anyone to, go above and beyond, but do your part. I think that's more than fair. What are some spaces you guys want to make sure stay clean?
Especially coming from me, the football field. I understand that some of you guys do go down to the football field during lunch, but just make sure you leave the equipment alone, and because there's always a sport going on. Right now we're in soccer, we're about to start track, so the field will be used. I just ask, can y'all just please clean up behind yourselves? And just, y'all can enjoy the field. I know y'all go down there during lunch and have fun, but just make sure you clean up after yourself.
Yeah, I think that's key. We want people to be able to use the space, just take care of the space, because, the school was built in 1968, and the first renovation was last year, or major renovation was last year. So it's going to be a long time before we have another renovation. So we want to take care and make our things last and show our community that we're really appreciative of going on. Leslie, you want to talk about some things in the band or some spaces that the band uses?
Well, yeah, so out in the parking lot, there's always trash littered all over the fence, and we use that as a rehearsal space. during our marching season almost every single day. So seeing that, it kind of affects our space that we use every day. And it looks really bad when people come to visit the school and there's just trash everywhere. So I just encourage people to pick up after themselves after lunch.
And it's your classroom as well. So, I mean, that outdoor space is important. And down in the band hallway, that's also a space that sometimes I see, people taking advantage of, or that stairwell. So just, again, I think it's important, not just because Mr. Engel's saying it's our space. It's our community collective space. And as upperclassmen, you've had a lot of say in the design and things like that. But I also think you see how it's going to carry over. So I really appreciate it. Anybody else have anything on keeping the building clean?
Yes, and it's just the little things. Like some things that I've witnessed is when I'm walking through the hallways, I see caution signs on the floor, and it's the fact that I see many students just walk right over it, step on it. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to just take 2 seconds out your time to just pick it up and put it back up, because we want to show the janitors that we appreciate them also. Like, they're not our parents. They're not here to clean up after us. I feel like we should be able to do that. We're in high school now, and let's just help them out a little bit is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Do our part. Marquise?
Really, the little sitting area next to the cafeteria, chair, we practice there Tuesdays and Thursdays. Come over there, it's just like trash and spill crumbs everywhere. And so, it just affects our chair. We just can't. We have to move around, and people over there messing with this. And we just got to get that area clean.
Yeah, so I mean, I think a lot of areas we're allowing it to be kind of a multi-use. Hey, we want you to be here, but we just need to pick up after ourselves. That's what I'm hearing. Is not, right. We don't want to, and the last thing I want to do is say, oh, well, we can't go there, you can't have that, or we're not going to be able to, I want to be able to give you the freedom as adults to experience all the cool collaborative spaces, but we do need to take care of them.
Yes, we wouldn't tell you guys to do anything that we ourselves wouldn't do. Like, for instance, I try my best to help the janitors as much as I can. So we're not telling you to do anything that we wouldn't do ourselves.
I appreciate that. Let's talk a little bit about, this is more for our upperclassmen, but just the safety and the importance of driving safely in the parking lot. Thoughts on why it's important to be safe in the parking lot. Leslie?
Yeah, so during marching band rehearsal one time, we had someone do a burnout right there in the parking lot while we were rehearsing. And that's a big safety hazard for everyone that's out on the field. There's students that are there using that parking lot, and it's just a really, really big issue, and accidents can happen.
Yeah, and obviously, I can't support any kind of student's misbehavior putting someone's safety in jeopardy. I mean, the number one thing is safe. So I want to be clear, students, if you're driving inappropriately in our parking lot, doing a burnout, dropping trash out, just making the space unusable for other people, you just won't be able to drive here at Southwest High School. I will have the police there. We will ticket people. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to ensure safety. So I definitely expect those of you driving to make sure you're safe. Secondly, if you don't have a driver's license, you should not be driving at our campus. And then finally, just know that if you're parked on school property, we have the opportunity to bring the drug dogs and any kind of, police and monitor what may be in your vehicles if you're parked on school property. Again, you do need to continue parking on the west side parking lot, the big parking lot, but let's all do our part to make sure that every student who's out there is safe. Guys, I've been talking about attendance, and as upperclassmen, we know how many absences can we have?
4.
4. That's it, right? Over 4, you lose credit, all right? I don't think, as upperclassmen, maybe some advice you could give to our freshmen and sophomores who are losing credit already for attendance. How is that going to impact them as seniors?
You're just gonna have to redo all that all over again.
Yeah, you don't want to be a super senior.
You don't.
Be 19, 20, still in high school. It's not. It ain't worth it. It's
not fun.
Well, let me be honest. You guys have started, you've made it, you've been successful. But kids who get behind, think back to who you started, your freshman group. How many of them, once they get behind,
It's very
make
hard.
it up? Or how many of them do you see just actually drop out?
Yeah,
A lot.
Drop out, or they just keep staying like in the same grade because it's kind of hard to catch up once you get behind.
Right, it's a habit. So once you start it, it's really hard to stop.
Yeah.
And you're just going to dig a deeper hole for yourself.
And I mean, getting behind is something that you're in control over. I mean, what thing, because I hear things like, oh my gosh, I just can't get up, or I can't make it to class on time. What can we do? How did you schedule it so you're on class on time and doing the things? What advice do you have for our students?
I mean, it's a skill. It's all about time management. So if you build that up now, then when you're going to college, when you're in the real world and you have like a job that you have to go to or you're going to get fired, it's the same skill that you have built up in high school. So if you don't have that now, when you get into the real world, it's going to be way more difficult.
Yeah, I have a lot of students who are always like, when I see them walking in late to first period, they're like, I just got here. And I'm always like, well, if you go late to your job, do you go, I just got here. You can't really do that. Mm-hmm. You're expected at a time. You need to be at a time. Mm-hmm. Talk to me. Look, let's be honest. I get that the cafeteria food isn't a wide selection of food, right? And so sometimes people don't love it. I do try to allow 10th through 12th graders to go off campus. But we do seem to be having a problem with people just like Uber eating and getting food delivered all throughout the day. What tips do you have for people helping to manage their lunchtime if they are, ordering or doing something? Because I'm at a point where I can't allow people to leave class at 1:30 to go pick up their wing order, Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Mm-hmm. I love wings, but, it's detrimental. We do have a lunchtime, so how can I make sure the kids stay within that period of time we've designated for lunch?
Ordering ahead of time.
Yeah.
What's that?
Order ahead of time. You look at the app, it's going to tell you delivery times like 26, 35 minutes. You order ahead of time, food will get there right on time, each food, go to class.
Right.
Exactly.
Check before, or during the first half of second period, what time your food's going to be there if you're ordering. That
You
way,
can schedule too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, again, it's about being an adult, right? If this is your job, if this is your set lunchtime, you're not going to be able to order chicken or pizza or whatever and have it come at a time other than your break time. So we just need to do a better job of being young adults and handling our business. What I want to do is I want to make sure everyone gets the opportunity to eat. I want to make sure everyone gets what they want to eat. But I need everyone to do their part and be responsible and order it in the time. Guys, you're all very successful students, leaders in your organizations. One of the things that's really bothered me is, it doesn't bother me, but it's concerned me, right, is COVID, and then after COVID, we've had, I've seen such a spike in how much young adults and even some of our, older adults, actual adults are addicted to cell phones and just can't get their classwork done because they're constantly monitoring their cell phone. What things do you guys do to limit how much you're on your cell phone, or how do you make sure that your focus stays on the class and not the cell phone?
Put on do not disturb.
Yeah, make sure the ringer is off, because when you hear those sounds for the notifications, the phone calls, it makes it harder to be able to focus on what the teacher is saying or what's going on around you when you have that constant instant gratification of your phone right next to you.
So I'm hearing notifications because
Yes.
I was in class the other day, and man, one kid's Instagram must have went off 25 times in the 10 minutes I was in the class, and so that's a good tip. Anything else?
Me personally, my phone throughout school, I have it set to where it stays on silent from from 8 o'clock to about 4. So I just have it set on silent. I check it. Only time I really check my phone is during lunch. So yeah, so it's a distraction because you'll some of y'all don't know how quickly you'll fall behind when you're on your phone. You're 1 minute the teacher's saying something, and then she's not talking, and you just missed her whole 5-10 minute spill, and now you're just confused and you don't know what to do.
Well, the phone seems like it's so much drama.
Yeah.
Like there's like negativity is negative, and like on cell phones, like it's just like people are so quick to jump on negative or picking on things. It's just it's really distracting and hard to focus, and I think that's one of the concerns I have. I did want to kind of talk a little bit about when we return from the holiday break. We have been having a lot of students who abuse leaving the classroom. Like, I need to go to the restroom, and 30 minutes later, we don't know where that student is. So we really are trying to limit restroom passes. We obviously want students to be able to go to the bathroom that truly need to go to the restroom, but I don't want it to be a phone break. I'm going to go take a couple laps around the school. I'm going to go pick up food. And so we are going to, after we get back, we're going to make sure that everyone, if you want to leave the classroom, is going to be required to have an ID to leave the classroom. We will be making IDs when we get back, so if you don't have your ID, we'll give you a chance to do it. But part of that is safety, right? We want to make sure we can identify students and make sure we can tell the difference between a Southwest student and maybe a Success High School student. And so that'll be something I'll need your help with in getting our groups organized and getting the IDs and being able to check out. And, you know, I know some teachers are doing some creative things. Like the other day when I was in class, I was like, hey, leave your phone here.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll watch it. And as soon as you get back, get your phone back. You know, I mean, not everyone's going to do those types of techniques, but trying to distinguish who really needs to go to the restroom versus students who are abusing it is something I'll need, you know, everybody's help with, so that the school remains safe and that remains focused on learning. So just a little change that'll be coming in the future. We are, you know, highlighting some of the great things that are happening. Our robotics team, you want to talk about, you just competed, and how did they do?
Yes. We did really good. We got 7th place out of about like 15 groups that were there, which isn't very bad. And the night before, we stayed up till about 12 a.m. working on our drone to make sure that it was up to code and ready for the competition.
Top Fort Worth ISD performing high school in our robotics competition, so that was outstanding. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Our lady basketball team has already gotten 2 wins off the start season, so good job to them. Our cheer and football team, football made it to the playoffs. Congratulations.
Yes.
Played the number 3 or 4 team in the state of Texas and played them really, really tight. Very competitive game. I think you shocked a lot of people. Got lots of compliments out there in West Texas, all the way in Lubbock. Oh my gosh, that's a drive. So I did not, first time to Lubbock, I did not, you know, I grew up in Maryland. If you drive 4 hours, you're in 3 different states. Like 4 hours from my house is New York City. So very different driving 4.5 hours and being in one state and playing a high school rival football game. Our band competed in our UIL state competition this year and got sweepstakes, and then went on to, was it area or region? Area finished 16th, and we're the top performing Fort Worth ISD band. So again, we're leading the way again, so good job. Our JROTC under Colonel Van Zant is kind of leading our campus beautification project, making sure that Southwest is the place to see, not just be. So, you know, guys, I take so much pride, and one of the things I'm thankful for is the pride I see in so many students and working with leaders like you. it's important that when people drive by and see our school, they know how proud we are to represent the Southwest community and to represent, Fort Worth ISD, Fort Worth, and your individual families themselves. So, please continue to do the things that we talked about today. Take care of your grades. Take care of your attendance. Be mindful and think about how much am I on my cell phone, or, am I being positive on social media? And if we all do our part, I'm not asking you to do their part or her part or his part. If you just do your part, if you make your part of the world a little bit better, then, man, everything's magical. So, again, thank you all. You guys are awesome leaders. I appreciate it. But soon, some of you out there and listening to this, you're going to be sitting in these chairs and we're going to be having these conversations. And just like they've passed on a tradition to you of having nice things and help design these spaces, it's your responsibility to make sure that these spaces stay nice and we continue to build for the next generation of Raiders who may be at Hazel Harvey Peace or Woodway or West Creek or Bruce Schulke. So we want to make sure that or JT Stevens, we want to make sure we're taking care of this school and providing opportunities for future Raiders. Guys, thank you so much. Until next time, Raiders, go Raiders.